Victory Tuesday. Another Victory Tuesday, baby. I love it.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Going on, everybody, man, and welcome to the very first episode of The Truth, where not all Eagle fans agree on everything, and this is definitely the spot where this shit about to go down.
Oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only the best, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going.
This is why we started this, because of you. We started this. I'm trying to listen to your fantasy that you living in right now. Always talking about damn it, you know until proven otherwise. BS!
I'll be number one, working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah. Fatal like a gun.
Hey, I was pretty close last year, we could have easily won those 3 games we lost.
I gotta get through it, and the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing.
Right?
Never give up, never slow till I find
look, we lost.
Never listen to the
We
no's,
lost.
I just wanna
We
keep
lost. We
moving.
could've won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl,
I put
we
it
lost.
out as hard, it's my only medicine, yeah. Everything I do, I'm just being genuine, yeah. I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline, yeah. I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Another week, man. Yo, Philadelphia Eagles are what? Let me see. 3 games away from raising up the Lombardi Trophy, man. 3 games away, but we're gonna take one game at a time, man. Big win. We move on. Hey, this is the playoffs. A win is a win. It don't matter how pretty, how ugly. We got it done, BG. What's going on, man?
Man, you know I'm lit about it, baby. You know, it was a great game. I got to watch it in a great environment. You know, like, I don't know what's all the noise this week, man. I feel like every week they want to talk something about the Philadelphia Eagles. They got to say something about us. They got to say something about Jalen. They got to say something about, you know, AJ. They got to say something about, the way we played offense. It's like all this stuff is bullshit. Like Jalen said, you know, a win is a win. You know, you heard Saquon Barkley say it straight up. You know what I'm saying? He like, what? He like, hey, I don't give a fuck. We win by 3. You know what I'm saying?
So we win the game 3-0. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Like, I just want to win.
Straight up.
Hey.
Saquon. You know, he like, I don't give a fuck. You know, straight up. But at the end of the day, I think people need to really realize, I don't think a lot of people realize that this team's not going to be won. The Super Bowl's not going to be won off the arm of Jalen Hurts, off the reception of A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. This Super Bowl is going to be ran off the back of Saquon Barkley. You know, Saquon Barkley is going to run us to the Super Bowl this year. I think, you know, AJ and Jalen had their chance when they went to the Super Bowl together. They didn't get the job done. They got in a guy like Barkley, 2,000-yard rusher. I think it's only fitting for the next 3 games we run the hell out of him and win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I disagree, man. I think if we're going to win the Super Bowl, man, number one, defense. Defense is going to have to carry us. Only because the slow starts we be having. So that's you know, except for this past weekend, right? I mean, this past weekend the fumble happened, the turnover happened, bam. But defense is going to be the reason why we win the Super Bowl. We saw in the Super Bowl how offense was shootout, back and forth. You know, I mean, if we only got 1 sack, 1 strip sack, Jalen Hurts would have been a Super Bowl MVP already. But our defense failed us. So I feel like this time we are the number 1 defense for a reason. Defense first, and then the running game, and then the passing game. That is the order that we gonna have to, you know, to go into the playoffs. You know, playing good, great defense, run the ball, and then Jalen Hurts. But I did tell you though, if you're a defensive coordinator, all right, they're gonna load the box and try to stop Saquon Barkley and want Jalen Hurts to beat them, especially this upcoming rematch versus the Rams. We definitely gonna get into, but I'm telling you right now, Jalen Hurts is going to have to make some big throws in key moments in order for us to advance. Besides the running game, he's still going to have to play a key role in us moving on.
And listen, I know they obviously are stars on our team. I know, hey, I wasn't even talking about the defense. We already know the defense got to carry, keep doing what they're doing. You know, number one defense in the league, got to keep being the number one defense in the league to keep us doing what we're doing. But I was just saying on the offensive side of the ball, it's not like AJ and, Jalen's not going to have any passes, but everybody's up in the roar about what Jalen did this last week. It's like, AJ was gone for a week. Jalen was gone for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was kind of getting back into it. And the way the defense was playing and Saquon was running the ball, he ran for 119. He didn't really have to put too much pressure. And it's funny because I was listening to Acho finally, and I love this take from Acho, man. This one right here.
When I think about it very simply, the other quarterback had 3 interceptions, had no touchdowns. And Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, he's an intuitive quarterback. That's what I'm just coming to the conclusion of. He's realizing, if my defense is going to play like the 2000 Ravens, then I can play like Trent Dilfer. If my defense is going to play like the 02 Bucks, then I can play like Brad Johnson. If my defense is going to play like the 15 Broncos, then I can play like a decrepit Peyton Manning. And when my defense doesn't, Jalen Hurts gives more. What I can say about Jalen Hurts, he always does what's required. The dilemma is, when not a lot is required, we would want you to do more. And he doesn't do the more. He just does what is required. I think it was Bill Belichick said, more games are lost than are won. Most teams will find a way to lose the game. The Packers lost the game yesterday. Opening kick return fumble. They lost the game. Most teams will find a way to lose the game. The dilemma is if and or when the Eagles play a team that does not beat themselves, like the Kansas City Chiefs. If they play a team that does not beat themselves, like the Detroit Lions, then what will happen? But right now, I'm just conceding to the fact that, you know what, Jalen Hurts, you must just be an intuitive quarterback. You do what needs to be done. Because I think if Jordan Love would have put up 26, I think Jalen would have put up 30. That's just what I think.
Every team.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree, man.
I think spot on in that.
Yeah. And I think, look, this past game right here happened for a reason, because I feel like now, I like when Jalen Hurts play angry a little bit, right? You know what I mean? You saw when A.J. Brown was like passing. The next game, he came out slinging the rock, and now, it kept team, off guard and stuff like that. So, look, he's going to do what is required of him. All right? He's not going to do too much. I mean, he's not going to, turn the ball over. 7 straight games without a turnover. He's playing very, very low risk football right now, because that's what we need from him. We don't need no high risk, just slinging it everywhere, throwing it into tight coverage. None of that. All right. If the guy is open, throw the ball. If he's not open, run the ball. So that is low risk football that is getting us the dub. But there's gonna come a time, like Acho say. All right, now maybe it's this weekend, because the Rams, 255 rushing yards last time versus them. I don't think it's gonna be like that again.
I don't think they can stop that.
Huh?
I don't think they can stop that. That's your line being bigger, badder, and stronger than the elite line. You've seen those rookies. The Minnesota Vikings have got our line. Sam Darnold's not Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, our line are big movers. They punking those guys. Jared Verse is an awesome DN, but he only weighs like 215 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 230 pounds, something like that. He's not no 360-pound, Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata, or even a Landon Dickerson type guy. Even hell, Becton's big as fuck too. Like, yeah, you want to keep it real. Like, he's a monster too. Like, these guys really bully balled them, and I think that's just gonna happen again. Even Saquon's on a mission right now. He didn't get the record. He's happy with his 2K. Last game, he could have had, 180 yards. He slid at the end. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you just need to keep feeding him and do it. I will start out the game feeding him. But it's because you couldn't stop me last time. Prove that you can stop me this time. You know what I'm saying? I do got these receivers. I dare you play, everybody in the box and try to stop it that way. As soon as you do, boom, over the top touchdown. I heard someone say that even like, it's another week for AJ Brown. It's good that he didn't get all that work put on him, coming back from that, injury. Now he can be another week in. He had another week of, therapy on that knee. And hopefully, because, he wasn't breaking like he was. Even Dan Orlowski was saying like it was more like the play calling too. I think it's a little bit of both. I think Jalen probably, because he came out sharp, 6 to 7. and then he went like 0 for 4, but then he came back again.
I mean, all right, hey, calm down, relax with the 6 for 7. Yo, the dude was 33 yards at one point with 13 attempts. Relax. 6 for 13, 39 yards.
That's 2 tubs, my
Man,
guy.
be quiet. No. Even before the second touchdown, it was 6 for 13 for 39 yards, man, with 1 touchdown. So, don't come out here saying, he came out sharp, slinging the rock. Hey, he wasn't slinging nothing but dirt. All right? Hey, that one wide open touchdown for Dodson,
rock around efficiently, getting touchdowns, okay? 2 touchdowns, off of 119, my guy. Very accurate and efficient. And I believe it's like that too. And people act like this was a close game. We beat these guys handedly. It was a double-digit win. We won by 12 points. Steakhouse scored that last touchdown. We won by 3 touchdowns.
We could definitely beat them by more.
It was better. We beat them better this time than we did the first time we played them. For sure.
Oh yeah, the first time off the rip, man. Jalen Hurts had like 2 turnovers within the on their side of the ball. You know what I mean? Like within the 30-yard line, 2 either a fumble or interception happened in Brazil game. But before I get started,
we didn't say nothing to nobody. Sorry.
Hey, shout out to all y'all, man. What's going on, Bernie, man, in the house? What's up, man? What's going on?
Buddy, man.
What's up, Richard? What's going on?
Miss
Ash,
always supporting. Like, subscribe, baby.
Yes, sir. Nina, as always, from the jump, OG, triple OG.
Young ladies. Daniel.
What's going on?
Dia Aldridge, what up, my guy?
It's a Philly thing. Eagles own the Rams. What's up?
Yes, we do.
Hey, watching from the Twitter land. What's up, man? Hey, come over here to YouTube side, man. What's going on, Slim?
All right, Slim. What's up, Eagle Nation?
Let me see. If it snows, the ground game going to be important anyway. And plus, look. Hey, this hot weather teams, man. Hey, going to the cold, man. We definitely going to talk about it some more. But home field advantage, man, for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially in bad weather, man. It was going on though, boy. I'm an Eagle fan. I'm concerned about the passing game, but what in the world is going on with Kellen Moore High School play calling? Look, I think everything is going to be all right. Even Kellen Moore addressed it today, so we will be fine. What's going on, man? What's up? Greg Miller, what's up? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, that's right. Hit that like button on both channels, man.
But he's right on that. Because look, this is what Dan Orlovsky said. Go ahead and let him know.
What?
Are you gonna say it?
Oh, let me see. Dan Orlovsky on the Eagles offense. After watching that game, I'm not concerned with Jalen Hurts. My takeaway was nobody was open. Why did Green Bay look like they knew exactly where it was going? Jalen wasn't rusty. My bigger concern is why Green Bay looked like they knew every route concept was going. Maybe it was probably the same passing game from week 1 or from a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure. I mean, I was seeing some misses by Jalen Hurts, but I don't have the all 22. I'm not breaking down no films or nothing like that. So I'm really.
This is the first time. It's not like that AJ game. You were able to come back and literally show. AJ's open here, AJ's open there, AJ's open there. So he had something to gripe about.
Yeah.
But this game, you're not seeing no evidence of anybody being open. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was just a lackluster offense. Like they weren't trying to do nothing big. That little push to sneak. If AJ's fully healthy, I think he outruns and gets that touchdown.
I mean, he was double covered, bro. He was double covered. No. Nah, he was double covered, one underneath, one over the top. I mean, that throw had to be like perfect to drop in between 2 guys, man. So no, I think that they knew. I don't know how AJ was lined up on the line, but the Rams knew that. Hey, look, just think about it though. This is our first time. Hold on. Hey, just think about it. Hey, this is our first time doing that. So we had never seen that play before get done. How did the Rams have 2 guys there? I mean, where was AJ lined up compared to the rest of the brotherly shove? You know what I mean? Like, where was he lined up at that gave it away?
Push?
Huh?
He normally push or act like he
usually, yes, correct. He usually push. Now he probably was lined up to the side a little bit, and the Packers was alert about that because that should have been a wide open play because everybody go for the the shove, but some way somehow they knew we was running a fake. So so Dan might be
That
right.
is true. They had to be keyed off.
They had to.
They had to be keyed off.
They had to because I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh yeah, we about to get this. Next thing I know, he's throwing the ball. I'm like, whoa, that's double coverage. Yo, that should have been wide open. That should have been wide open.
All the runs we do are usually they're wide open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the runs are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there, the formation was kind of like a dead giveaway. And now we can't really do it no more because if AJ is now pushing, you got hey, back up a little bit. You know what I mean? So
same thing, except for him running a streak, he'd be running his AJ flat or AJ fucking slant. AJ slant. Just like give me a quick slant real fast, boom, I'm dumping it over for the first. But yeah, you don't need to do it all the time anyway. Just to run the ball first down.
That's look the next time we should do that is in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Hey, it's in the Super Bowl. Hey, we put it out there already, and now you got to be concerned about what other trick plays do they have that's coming off this on this shove. So hey, we'll see, man. But the whole game to me, it felt like defense. Defense was hitting. Defense was knocking everybody out. Every time they hit somebody, stinger, my back, my neck, my knees. I mean, they took all three of their wide receivers out, and they took their right tackle out. I believe Nolan Smith hit him right in the shoulder, a stinger, out. You know what I mean? And then freaking Brennan Jacobs, I think he got hurt at one point. I mean, this boy was playing physical, tough, hard nosed, and that's what we need. We need more of that aggressiveness.
Since when is the push SO acceptable? I don't know, Miss Ash. What's the SO part mean? Tush? When is the push so acceptable? You get what you're saying?
I think it's I'm not really sure. Maybe like when teams don't go for it. I'm not sure.
Go Bird, baby.
But overall, man, 3 turnovers, like 3 interceptions and a fumble, right? So that is 4 turnovers, man. That defense, I think that home field advantage really came into play off the rip,
for sure.
Man. Like, I was like, damn, this boy about to hit.
Because what's the name was already out, right? Their one receiver.
Watson was already out, and then everybody else went out.
Went out. The tackle went out.
I think either Dobbs or Wick went out. One of the other wide receivers went out too.
Yeah, the Packers just weren't ready for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, one of my what was some of your favorite moments in the game, though, for real? Because, like,
special teams, man. Hey, off the rip, man. Special teams set the tone, and there's a mic up out there where 5 minutes before the game, there was like special team. Y'all set the tone. Go hit them up. Like, go make them fumble. I mean, it's out there. I was like, damn, special team was hyped up. That was the key to the game. To me, that was the key to the game because I told you, if the Eagles score a touchdown first, it's going to be a blowout, right? Because I feel like when they get a lead, if the Philadelphia Eagles get a lead, man, they could pin their ears back and do what they do, go eat, right? So, special team was definitely one. Big play Slay, he stepped up, tight coverage, versus his wide receiver, man. The 3 interceptions was key. Zach Bond, all pro, should be defense player of the year. I mean, It's all about the defense, man. Offense to me was okay, but defense and special teams to me was the highlight of that game.
Yeah, one of the highlights was our boy Zach Ertz, man.
That on the highlight reel. Go up there, make contact, stiff arm. Look at his face, stiff arm, 2 of them, and looking for more. What a boost!
The triple stiff arm was in full effect, my God. The triple stiff arm, never seen it.
It started from the catch. The throw was so bad that it kind of helped Dallas Goedert momentum forward. If you go back from the throw, he reached back from the throw, right? So his whole body spun around, leaning forward, and ran into the dude, right? And now the dude is playing catch up, and he's like, "Get off me, get off me." If that throw was perfect, he would not be able to score a
Let's see
touchdown.
what you. Hold on.
Because the
Throw it here, quick throw near side. Good adjustment and a catch by Goddard, who runs over his man, still on his feet, and he scores! What a play by Dallas Goddard, ran right through Valentine for the touchdown.
The video game version, baby.
let's go.
Hey, stiffer. I see what you're saying, though. The momentum pushed him. You know what I'm saying? Like the momentum of him having to swing back around kind of like ran that first guy over. That first stiff arm wasn't really a stiff arm. It was like a truck stick.
Yeah.
And then he went to stiff arm on the Richter scale.
Yeah, that
I
second
liked it,
stiff arm was
nice.
yeah, that second stiff arm was so disrespectful. I mean, I don't know where that number, whatever his name is here, but I mean, golly, man. And to get stiff arm like that twice is crazy.
Yeah, we missing a bunch of them. But yeah, hey, Miss Ash, you right. Goddard said, "I'm back, baby." I might miss half the season, but I'm gonna play some games. Goddamn it! When I play, I'm gonna look like a top 10 tight end in the league. But when I play, that is the key question: is when do I actually play? I feel like I almost forgot he was on the team for a little bit. The way Calcaterra was doing his thing out there, you know what I'm saying, doing his big one, because he looked almost better than you know. He don't block as good as Goddard, but he looked pretty good when he was out there doing his thing.
I mean, we could play both of them. I mean, we play Hurts and Goddard all the time. So, I mean, we don't need to take anybody off the field because, you know, Goddard is back. But Jahan Dotson, man. Shout out to Jahan Dotson, man. Hey, you got the clip or something like that? Yo, shout out to Jahan Dotson.
I don't have the Jahan touchdown.
One touchdown of the season in the playoffs. His first playoff touchdown in his career. Congratulations.
Let me see. Let me see that I record the clip. The clip. I'm trying to see that because I had the Devontae. But not Devontae. No, I didn't save it. Damn it. Never mind.
It's all good. What? Look, hey, that's what we needed, man. This could have been happening all season long. The Philadelphia Eagles have 3 wide receivers that could beat you. Like, I'll take the top off of you, like anything. A physical, like Smitty, smooth route runner. And Jahan Dotson, man, yo, that dude is a first-round pick for a reason. He's a first-round pick for a reason. He just, you know, so far with the Philadelphia Eagles offense, it's hard because even Nick Sirianni said AJ Smitty and Goddard. AJ Smitty and Goddard, the passing game run through y'all, and that's what Hurts does, man. He looked for AJ, he looked for Smitty, he looked for Goddard, and he don't look for nobody else. But if you just, you know what I mean, just give Jahan Dotson a couple sweeps, man. Yo, we haven't seen that yet. Where are the sweeps, right, that we used to give to a D-Jack, right? You know what I mean? With Jahan's speed, you know, let's do something with Jahan Dotson, man. Like, he's just there as a decoy.
If it wasn't for that, you know, week 17 or week 17 game, we probably still wouldn't be throwing to him. I think Jalen seen that game and seen he had 7 catches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A touchdown. He was like, not a touchdown, but some yards. He was doing his thing, and it was like, whoa, okay, well, maybe if I do actually throw him the football. I think it was early. Jalen threw a couple to him. He didn't do nothing with it. And then, like, all right, I gave you a chance. I'm moving on to the guys I know I can get some yards with. Because I don't throw the ball very often, so I need to make sure every throw is precise and give me some yards. Because, you know, we still need, top 10 is like, you know, yards per reception. You know, we're still top 10 in a lot of areas. We just work, you know, our passing game overall isn't a very great passing game this year. But we got 2,000-yard rushers, so what do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm not mad.
Hey,
we all wanted him. Like, it's so crazy because, like, everybody was like, when he was throwing all these picks, he was throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game. They're like, oh, we need to slow it down. We need to, like, throw less. and now he's throwing less, and we win in football games, and everybody got a problem with it. Like,
But I don't think it's the throwing less part that people have problem with. It's the not throwing the ball when the wide receivers are, slightly open. He's literally waiting for them to be like, "Hey, I'm wide open. There's nobody there." Like, he's not throwing them open. He's waiting for them to get open, and that's what is causing people like the frustration. Is like, I'm like, okay, is AJ Brown that covered, or is he like, are you not trusting that you can get the ball to him, in tight coverage or something like that? But I don't think it's to throw the ball less at all. 6 for 13 for 39 yards. That's what people is like, what the heck? 6 for 13, 39 yards. I could do that. I'm not even in the NFL. I could throw
the ball. Don't mean they gonna get yards. It's up to them to get the yards. Even hey, our boy Teddy Bruschi, he's a champion, baby, on the best team ever. He has something to say about it.
You're in. Okay, did Jalen produce productively as a passer? No, because he didn't have to. And I don't have to take these chances because conceptually, I'm seeing what our run game is doing as a quarterback. I'm seeing what our defense is doing over there. All right, our special teams got us a play too. So how many chances do I have to take? I think if Jalen's in a game where he feels like he needs to do more and take chances with those wide receivers, he can do enough because that's when he'll make the decision to pull the trigger and take chances.
Go ahead, Dan. Give me a final word on
Look, a win is a win. I don't think anybody is arguing about a win is a win. Like, as long as we move on, we're fine. But we want to see, people want to see, okay, can Hurts really? Because right now, the Philadelphia Eagles have no weakness. No weakness on the Philadelphia Eagles team. There's no weakness. Besides, people think might be Jalen Hurts. It's not me
or Jake the Snake.
No. I mean, not even that, because if you look all across the board, offense, defense, a great running back, receiving core, offensive line, your linebackers, your DBs, like this, Hey, this team have no weakness. So people was like, okay, the only thing that like you could make an argument for is Jalen Hurts is not throwing the ball well or not seeing the field well. Me personally, hey, do what gets you that got us the 14 wins. Keep running the ball, but when it's time to throw the ball, throw the ball. So that's the only thing. When it's time to throw the ball, throw the ball. Like, don't be throwing it at no guy's feet, over their head. Throw the ball. All right. So that's the only problem that some people have is I guess his gunshot mentality sometimes. He's trying not to turn the ball over. He's definitely trying not to turn the ball over. 7 games without no turnovers. Hey, that's a good season.
Or like they say, he realized he has a #1 defense and the best back in the league. So I don't even have to put it in harm's way. It's like, like you said earlier, if he has to pass. Everybody worry about the game if he has to pass. What people don't realize is this. Every time we play a top offense this year, we shut their offense down. Green Bay average how many yards a game? We shut them down. The Ravens average how many points a game, how many yards a game? We shut them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shut these guys down every single time you try to throw up the whole big-time offense. So why should I even worry about a Patty Mahomes, a Ravens again, which we already beat their backs in? You know what I'm saying? A Lions team even. They got a good squad, but that's what we do. We eliminate the big plays, and we destroy these top-ranked offenses. So unless our defense has a bad game, which we haven't we really haven't. Well, we have like 14 turnovers in 3 games. That's ridiculous. 3-4 games. That's ridiculous for a defense. 4, 3, 5, 5. It's like, come on now. This defense is ridiculous right now. Like, they're not playing normal football right now. Like, I know the sacks aren't what we want it to be, but it's good. We're still tops in the league in sacks, And it's
and sacks is not everything because the Vikings, I believe. Wait, who was No, was it the Broncos had 65 sacks, right? And did not make the Super Bowl. And the year we had 70, we went to a Super Bowl. The Broncos was leading the league in sacks. They're out on their butt. But this right here by Nina, man, yo, I forgot that Devontae Smith did not play in that first game.
He didn't play that first game.
He did not play in that first game. So, all right, so our receivers for that game versus the Rams, you had A.J. Brown with 6 receptions for 109. Saquon Barkley had 4 receptions for 47. Dallas Goedert had 4 receptions for 19 yards. Jahan Dotson had 1 reception for 4. And Grant and Johnny Wilson has as much yards as I did. Yeah. So basically the passing game was A.J. Brown or bust. And now you throwing Smitty in the mix. I mean,
this guy's stupid. Rams defense sacks Donald 9 times. Hurts is not Sam Donald in the same 2 different classes for one.
Yeah.
The
offensive
line. Do you not realize we got 4 out of our 5 that are Pro Bowl, All Pro linemen? 4 out of 5, and the All Pro thing ain't even aligning the right way. And I don't even know how Becton didn't make one of those 2 because he played a hell of a season this year. He was
probably missed many games, I guess, like a 102 games, and that he never finished a 102 games. So that's what I can see.
Well, I still think he should have been there for sure. Like, because he had a great season. Like, he was bullied all year long, and I think that it's his first year playing guard. Even they probably was like, hey, there are some good guards that are out there that's been up there. He's gonna have to do it again another year to prove it to himself. But like I said, it's not the same team. We're not Minnesota. Minnesota just got their ass kicked last week too. We're coming on a hot streak. You know what I'm saying? We're rolling through these playoffs and we're hunting right now. And guess what? They in Philadelphia, like we said earlier, the warm weather teams do not play well this time of year in the cold weather. And it might even snow that game. So they better watch out for sure. They're not gonna be Matt Stafford's gonna be food. He's gonna be food straight up.
But yeah, man, hey, home field advantage, man. I really think the Philadelphia Eagles and the fans, man. Yo, I didn't see no yellow in that stadium, man. Watching it on TV, yo, I didn't see no yellow in that stadium. It's a whole bunch of green and some white towels, man. Yo, the link is lit. It's a home field advantage for a reason. And but I do think that this game is going to be closer than the first game. All right, I do feel like that Barkley is not going to go for 255. Because like if a team beats you in one area the first game, why would you not adjust to that? Why would you not try to load the box and make Jalen Hurts beat you this time?
Did the Packers? No.
What?
Saquon beat the Packers the first time. Saquon beat the Packers this time. Jalen Hurts had those 2 touchdowns. Yes.
Our defense beat the Packers this time. Remember, week one, one turnover we had. I think we had like 1 interception, and that was a seal to save the game. But defense was giving up. I mean, points after points, up and down the field. Defense is the reason why, because our defense got better. So the Packers, hey, our defense was the reason why. And Barkley, look, 29 touches, 119 yards, whatever it was.
Yeah, a solid game. The only difference is the first game he actually scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
This time he had the yards without the touchdowns. So, it is what it is.
He had 25 carries for 119. Yes, he slid at the end. He definitely could have had almost close to 200.
Dude,
that was in the fourth quarter with like a minute left. Yeah.
Look at this shit.
It's interesting, Saquon, when he gets his handoff from Jalen Hurts. In the final minute here, up 22-10, he gets that split. And for the 5th time this season, he's ready to take a run over 60 yards. But instead, he takes a knee, slides down to the 41-yard line. He had 59 more yards. He could have easily run and finished that run. Would have had 178 yards on the day, averaged 8.5 yards a carry. But it's not about that for Saquon. You watch the run. Becton's going to pull. He's the trapper. Calcaterra's the rapper. You get Mailata along with Goddard, and there's the split. And it's off. And Saquon knows right now, you could put your morning cup of coffee on his helmet. He wouldn't have spilt a drop going another 59 yards. But he wanted to end the game. No chance of injury or anything else that could have happened. Let's get on to the winner of the Vikings and the Rams.
Yep, and I love what Saquon said, man. He said, "Hey, look, you never know what might happen. Yo, I could be running and I pull a hamstring. You know what I mean? Which is true because hey, he's running so fast, right? I mean, look, full speed ahead. There's nobody there. You see somebody coming to you, you know, on your side, and he's running. He might pull something. So you know, it's all good.
I do give him the respect. He done did that too many times for the hamstring issue. I don't think he should have been worried about getting hurt by blasting the door out of these guys and scoring that 80-yard touchdown run. But what I will say is he's keeping his team out of harm's way. You know, the kick. Jake has already missed the extra point. We don't need to see him lose some more confidence missing another one. You know, the kickoff team, the defense going back out there, he made sure that they didn't have to go out. They're done for the night, too. Everybody was done for the night. And I think they said that they called it on the sideline. He had asked Nick Sirianni, and he was like, no mas. And that's what they call it, no mas. He said, no mas? He said, no mas, my guy. It's all right, no mas. Because I can go out here and I can do my thing, my guy. I can do my thing. I can get down the field. I can do 80-yard run again. It would have been, what do you say, the 6th of the year. And he's like, no mas? All right, let me get that first slide down, baseball slide, the game over. And you got to give respect. Man, he even sacrificed. I feel like, I'm not even going to say if we don't, whatever, because I don't say that out loud. But
well, then stop talking about it. Then, hey, stop talking about it. Hey, stop talking about it. Hey, we don't care about no record. Hey, let's move on to the next game. All right. So he don't care. We don't care. Hey, it's all about winning a championship, a Super Bowl. That's the goal.
But you know who did care though? Our boy.
What the he keep the run? That tripping. Wow. Hey, I'm finna slap this man. Come on. I know. You said no more. Keep running. No one catching your stuff. Keep running. No more. Go. He right. Hey. What you talking about? Hey. Hey. You're all the way down there. Oh, this. The extra 60 really just pissed me off.
He was mad as hell. That little country boy be cussing. He was mad as hell. Like, what the hell? He said no mas. He goes, no one's gonna catch your pass dash. You're gonna go ahead and get that score, my guy. He said, hey, I'm just following orders, coach. You said no mas. I gave you no mas.
Yeah, look, hey, I like this team chemistry, man. I like the addition. The addition of Barkley, man, was like a match made in heaven, bro. Like he fits the Philly culture, like his personality, his leadership. I mean, just the whole vibe, man. You know what I mean? He was always meant to be a Philadelphia Eagle, never meant to be a stinking Giant. Like, I mean, like I can't even imagine him on the Giants anymore, man. And he only been in Philly for one season and still continuing. But I'm like, wait, the Giants? When was he on the Giants? You know what I mean? Because the vibe is not a Giant vibe, man. It's all Philly, man. AJ, Smitty, one big happy family, man. Like all the kids play together. I mean, like I love the vibe from training camp to deep into the season, man. So every single last one of these guys, man, deserve, you know, to go to Super Bowl and actually win it this time, man. Just because, like, man, it's just like, man, this team is special, right? A special season so far. And I'm hoping that it's not over anytime soon.
And for Saquon, dude, it's like the most special season he's ever had. You know what I'm saying? Winning a playoff game, never knew what that'd be like. You know what I'm saying? Division championship, didn't know what that was really like. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff, 2,000 yards, never seen that before, my guy. You know, like everything were career highs for the guy. You know, everything.
He's been to the second round, though. He has been to the second round. He's moved on to the second round, to the division games before against us. Remember the year we went to the Super Bowl?
But I think it was a division championship. That's what he said. He never won a division championship.
Oh no, yeah. He never won a division championship, but
like he's had all career highs with us this first year. Like, and the fact is, like he said too, like you think about 4 quarters not playing. You think when he sat out that one time for the players, so like all those 4 quarters he didn't play, all those quarters in the middle of games where we just didn't even run them. Like if he had all the attempts that he could have, and I already said he had the most attempts he's ever had, I still feel like he's fresh. He look like a fresh back out there, because it seemed like he could have had a lot more because most of the time he wasn't getting hit. It was just like the whole Emmitt Smith time when he was with the Cowgirls. They had that dominating offensive line. Emmitt wouldn't get hit very much. That's why he ran and played for so long because he wasn't getting hit out there that much as a normal guy getting hit. And I think he left a lot of food on the table this year, and it's still one of the most greatest year. It almost was the greatest year back ever had. Like that's something to be proud of. And he just keeps sacrificing. Like, and I know it's going to pay off for him. Because we're about to win that chip.
See, Saquon Barkley have 345 carries during the regular season. 345 carries. Jalen Hurts have 150 carries, and Kenny Gainwell have 75 carries. So he's been the bell cow, man. He's been the every down back, all 3-4 down backs. I mean, yes, we all wanted him to go for that record, but still, man, that's a lot of carries. 345 carries. That's a lot.
But he's still
of work.
It's like those carries are a lot, but like you imagine the carries that he had on the Giants. It's like those were punishing carries where he was getting hit a lot compared to these carries. A lot of these carries have been free run carries. Like free run carries. He's not even getting hit. He ran out of bounds. He ran a long touchdown. He ran a long replay and ran out of bounds. So I don't feel like the damage nearly close. Mm-hmm. He said he feels more fresher this year than he did any year playing with the Giants. So it's like, obviously it's not wearing on his body. He's not the focal point to take all the hits this last year. So it worked out for him in his favor. So he can carry the ball that many times and still look fresh for the playoffs, man. Now, hey, we've been on the offensive side of the ball for a long time. Let's get on this defensive guy.
Hold on real quick. Hey, before we move on. All right, Saquon Barkley since 2018, his rookie year, he had 261 carries for 1,300 yards. In 2019, 217 carries for 1,000 yards. Of course, 2020, he was hurt. He only had 19 carries. In 2021, he had 162 carries. In 2022, he had 295 carries. In 2023, he had 247 carries. So in 2024, this year, 345. So his most before this year was 295. That's the year that they made on the playoffs. But yes, so this has been his most workload. And like you said, yes, there's a big difference between being on the Giants and having that many carries and being on the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Philadelphia Eagles are opening holes for him to run through. He's not even getting contact until he's like 2-3 yards down the field. Compared when he was with the Giants, was getting hit in the backfield. So yes, I do agree. But we do want to, just keep him fresh. Even though Kenny Gainwell only has 75 carries, I'm surprised it wasn't over 100 something. Especially, giving Barkley, a little bit of injury history. But hey, he's fresh. He's strong at the strongest he ever been, the fastest he ever been. He was prepared. He knew that this was going to be a deep run. So he prepared his body throughout the all season to be able to, sustain all these hits, all these carries that he's being asked to carry.
Yeah, and like I say, he's doing a great job. He don't even look like. I feel like he could have got a lot more carries this year than he got.
Yeah. I mean, he could have got definitely a lot more yards. With the amount of carries, he could have got a lot more yards.
Yeah, but like you said, sometimes he was missing holes. Things weren't aligned right, but he definitely did a good job, man. But let's get to this defense before we get out of here and talk about a little bit about this Rams. This defense, another game. Everybody be hating my boy Jordan Davis, baby. Jordan Davis had a nice little game here. Look at that. It said the defensive snaps. He didn't play that many snaps. But, Jacobs had 8 carries for 25 yards, 3.1 yards when Davis is on the field. Jacobs had 10 carries, 56 yards, 5.6 yards when Davis was off the field. Davis is still, these Philly dogs, but Davis specifically, I always stick it for my boy Davis, because everybody be hating on him. My boy Davis living up to that number 1 bill, baby.
I mean, look, hey, I don't care how many snaps Jordan Davis play. When he does play his snaps, and that's the exact same thing that we asking for Jalen Hurts, right? I don't care how many times you throw the ball, But when you throw the ball, make an impact. So when Jordan Davis plays, he making an impact. You know what I mean? Versus the run. Like, I mean, it's almost 2 carries difference. Like, I'm 2 yards different. So he doesn't play a lot, but when he does play, it's key moments that set the other team back. Lost yards or 2nd and 8 versus 2nd and 5. Those are impact plays. For the limited snaps that he does take. So that's all we asking for Jalen Hurts too, right? Hey, you ain't got to throw the ball 20, 30 times, but when you do throw the ball, 10, 15 times, make an impact, right? Make it count because, that's all this is about, right? Limited touches, make it count, limited snaps, just do something with your snaps. So, and he's going to be fresh for the divisional round, conference championship, Super Bowl. So I'm not worried about his touches. And then rotation, right? I love the rotation we had with, Milton Williams. This is his last year. So hopefully we sign him back. So we do got some depth at that rotation. So we don't need him to play every down anyway, but we do need him to make impact when he does play.
Do you think that, the way that Moro Jomo and Booker, these guys are playing, Moro Jomo was a pick by the Eagles, that, if Milton wants a little too much money, how he just lets him go and go get that money, and they just stick with a guy like Ojomo?
I mean, maybe, but there's one thing that, Howie Roseman is going to do. He's going to offer you a contract. All right, he's going to offer you a contract, and, what I mean, he might negotiate a little bit with you, and he's just going to say, hey, we tried. Hey, I wish you the best of luck. But I do think that Milton Williams, I don't think any team would give him a lot of money for limited snaps, right? Because we don't know what he could do. Yeah, but I mean, he's still not a full-time, defensive tackle, a starter that you're going to just throw starting defensive tackle money to, right?
We threw money to Huff, and he wasn't a starter.
Yeah, but Huff had like 10.5 sacks too. So, as an edge rusher to have 10.5 sacks, I mean, that's pretty good. So, I mean, I can see where the Eagles went. Why? Because especially with Reddick, right? He wanted more. I mean, he was already making 11 something, and he wanted like 16, 17, whatever a year. So yes, I can see why Howie Roseman said, "Hey, we try to work something out. Hey, we gonna do what's best for the team." Especially we had a lot of holes to fill in, especially on the defensive side. With the Zach Bond coming in on a 1-year deal, and with Chauncey Gardner, right, and then with the the draft picks that we did have. So I could see why it was like, hey, Reddick, look, we appreciate you, the past, 3 seasons, but hey, Huff, hey, he's younger, hey, 10.5 sacks. So let's try him out. And I'm not giving up on Huff yet, though. You know what I mean? We still got him for another 2-3 years under contract easy. So, I mean, maybe he can take impact in this upcoming game or the conference championship.
To pay him that much money to be a backup.
No. Hey, Josh Sweat. Hey, remember that Josh Sweat is on his last year of his contract.
Josh had an awesome year, though.
I hear you, but how about if Josh Sweat want to leave? Because he's asking for maybe 12, 13, 14, $1 million a year. So now you already got, a Huff and Nolan Smith. So now you go back into the draft or try to, pick up some free agents.
Penn State want to play for Philly.
Huh?
A dude from Penn State want to play for Philly, number 11.
Oh, Abdul Carter. That's my boy from Penn State.
He want to play for Philly. He said that'd be a
11 from heaven. Yeah, that's his dream. So wherever he end up in 4 years, he will be like 4 or 5 years if he's not franchise tag. He want to play for Philly. His dream to play for his hometown. He's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Hey, whether it's this draft or 5 years down the line.
Did you hear that? Michael Parsons said he wanted to play wherever Abdullah plays.
What?
So if I
hear that.
He goes to draft Abdul, he said he wanted to play with whatever team drafted him. So
I didn't hear that, man.
Parsons will be on the Eagles too. They'll be like, Bo Penn State, number 11 is on the team, my guy.
Yeah.
That'd be nasty. That'd be nasty. Then you can let Sweat go. Because right now, the only bull doing that damn dang is our boy right here, man. Ooh, Nolan Smith, my guy. Nolan
You were ready to
Smith
give up on him. So I will always let people know that
destroyed.
BIRDGANG was ready to give up on Nolan Smith.
Destroyed. He brought belt to ass to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
8 tackles, 5 pressures, 4 hurries, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. The boy was all over the field. And it seems like the boy, he's getting better and better and better every game he's playing. You're starting to hear more and more about Nolan Smith. You're starting to see him do more and more pass moves. He's getting sacks a lot more easier. He's always been getting around the quarterback. He's starting to get these sacks easy coming up right now in the playoffs, my guy. Nolan Smith, man. That's that dog out there. That's that dog, Nolan, man. I get that boy love.
Well, the biggest concern with Nolan Smith is his lack of pass rushing moves. So now he's starting to do, different moves to get him open. Like, just either bull rush you because he got the power, or duck around the edge or inside to make the guy miss if he's a little bigger and slower than him. So now he's starting to add more pass rushing moves, and now he's starting to get to the quarterback more, easier now, because now it's like, okay, boom, he done added 2-3 more moves to his tool bag. So that's the only thing that we kept on saying. We was like, man, it's so easy. You are not gonna bum rush a big old right tackle or left tackle every single game. You got to put some, finesse into it, some different moves. And now you see that. Like, you literally see on his 2 sacks was different moves.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God, hey, where'd that come from? So
he's doing his thing out there, man. Like, he's probably the biggest bright spot the last couple of weeks, besides, our boy Zach Bond. Zach Bond, even our boy Big Play Slay had something to say about Zach Bond. He gave him some love.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? They not used to doing that. And for Zach Barnes to do that at the highest level in the NFL, switching positions, playing linebacker, being a star linebacker, making all pro, like in the playoffs, his team is in the playoffs. Like, look, not to call out nobody, because these guys are amazing as well. But if Raekwon Smith would have had the stats that Zach Barnes had, it wouldn't be no question who was the defensive player of the year. If like Bobby Wagner would have had these type of stats, because Bobby, my guy, he know that too. If he had these type of stats that Zach Barnes have, there's no question he'd be the defensive player of the year. But just the fact that it's Zach Barnes, that the guy that just moved from somewhere, I just think they just not giving him the nod to be a defensive player of a candidate, because if any of these other guys had it, it would be no. If Fred Warner had these stats that he has, y'all not finna tell me that Fred Warner would not be the defensive player of the year. Because these guys, them some elite guys. They are the best 2 linebackers in the league. Even though Zach Barnes playing at an elite level, he still got to do it consistently. Because these 2 other guys, they've been doing that shit consistently. Raekwon Smith, Bobby Wagner, and Fred Warner, they've been doing this shit consistently.
Yeah, let me add on to that, right? Zach Bond is on the number 1 defense. If you take Bond off the Philadelphia Eagles, we are not the number 1 defense. You know what I mean? So if you take Fred Warner off the 49ers, they're still a good solid with, especially when Greenlaw coming back, whatever. But Zach Bond done changed life in Philadelphia as a linebacker. He is the reason why we are so good on defense and being able to stop the run, because he do meet, he do meet the running back in the hole sometimes, or fast enough to cover them in the flats, right? He's not afraid to stick his nose in there. He's the reason why we are the number 1 defense. Raekwon Smith, the Ravens are not the number 1 defense. Matter of fact, they're probably in the top 10, in defense, maybe number 10 in defense, overall defense. The 49ers, we already know where Fred Warner is at, Cancun. And Bobby Wagner, their defense are not even in top 10. So to have a guy with the stats that Zach Bond have with the interception, with the tackles, You know what I mean? With the forced fumbles, with the tackle for losses, on the number one defense. He's the reason why we're the number one defense. That's how they should judge the defense player. The defense player of the year is how much impact do you have on that team. If you take me off the
Those other
team,
guys,
we're
they
not
all
number one defense.
because the Niners aren't as good without Fred Warner on defense.
But they're not, and you're getting the playoffs right now. So
all those teams with those big name players that they named, it's like their defense not the same when those guys go out too. Just like TJ Watt, with TJ Watt out, the Steelers defense not as good. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's done it all year long, new position or not, you gotta give this man defensive player of the year.
You have to.
He's an
Special team,
all-pro
bro.
guard linebacker, but not make him a defensive player of the year. Like no one has stats like him this year. He's been all over the place, and he's still, he had a guy. Dean had almost 100 tackles too this year.
Who, Dean?
Yeah,
he had over 100 tackles.
Yeah,
him and Baum both had over 100 tackles.
Yeah.
But it's because of Baum, man. Like I'm telling you right now, to come from being a special team guy and to first time being a full starter. Hey, this ain't this ain't offense, right? Where like a quarterback. Hey, this is first year. There's no tape, right? You could catch, some teams the league by storm, right? Because like they don't really know your skill set. But as a linebacker, you ain't catching nobody by storm. You have to go out and make the tackles. You have to go out and make the plays, right? To wrap up, to get the interceptions, right? To be the vocal leader at that linebacker core that we need, that made us the number one defense, man. So even Fred Warner played this year. Raekwon Smith, he played this year. Bobby Wagner played this year. They're not the number one defense. Exactly. Regardless of all those guys that's played in each team, they're not the number one defense.
They don't have those stats.
So
who are you going to put out there as defensive player of the year if you're not putting them? That would be the real question. Who the hell
think if anything, they might say Myles Garrett. They might, say Myles Garrett, right? It's just a defensive end award nowadays, or TJ Watt.
He didn't play half the year, so he can't get it.
Yeah, so the safety for the Lions, with the what?
Joseph. Yeah, the safety for the Lions, Joseph.
Joseph.
But no, I'm not giving it no safety or no cornerback, my guy. Like,
yeah.
When you're a good cornerback, you don't even get the ball thrown your way. You know what I'm saying? As we see Guantanamo Bay, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't really get love for that. You can get a little love for that, but unless you got like 10 interceptions, I'm not giving you neither one of you guys that. Because our guy on our defense secondary had no goddamn Pro Bowlers. Not one. And I know all pro, we had the best secondary in football with no Pro Bowlers, no all pros, no nothing.
Yeah.
But no, they don't get on our secondary. They don't get touchdowns on our secondary. That's why I said, like, you look at all these great teams we played throughout the season. None of these boys are scoring that many points on our football team, period.
5 playoff teams. We played 5 playoff teams.
And none of them. Man, not even level. Like I said, like, this is hunting season. We got the biggest dogs out there. We're going to eat. Every team left in the playoffs right now is food to eat. Food. Just straight munching on these guys. I don't think none of these guys will stop us for real. But, look at it. Even our secondary with no Pro Bowlers, look at it. Slay allowed, 3 receptions on 5 targets, 29 yards, 1 interception. Quinyon Minter allowed 2 receptions, 6 targets, 10 yards, 1 interception. These guys are shut down, locked down monsters, and they get no love in the league, man. No love.
But I did tell you, though, what was going to hurt them was the lack of interceptions. The lack of interception is going to hurt, is what Mitchell right now.
First interception all year. That's crazy. Because I, for some reason, thought Slade got a pick earlier in the season, but I guess it was him. That's the first cornerback. Those are the first 2 cornerback interceptions all year.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, possibly. And this was Slade's first playoff interception.
Yeah.
So his first postseason interception ever in his career. So, but yeah, the lack of interception is the reason why. Do you know that Mitchell is not even part of the, the defensive rookie of the year conversation. Well, the rookie of the year. It's all offense. It's all offensive players for rookie of the year. There's no defensive players on even being mentioned for rookie of the year.
But even that being said, though, like these guys are locked out. You gotta be able to just put that aside and give him a Pro Bowl. He should have got a Pro Bowl or something like. He should have got some kind of award for being the number one, receiving defense. Uh, secondary in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's number one. You can't hide that. Cooper DeJean's not on there, too. And they're saying that Cooper DeJean, is playing one of the best slot cornerbacks. What was he?
Cooper made the Pro Bowl, though, right?
All-Pro team, didn't he?
Was he the second team All-Pro, or did he? Or he made the Pro Bowl as a nickel corner?
I want to say that was the second team All-Pro.
I don't know, man.
The corner wasn't, because I was shocked as hell that they put a rookie on there for one. But he was behind somebody. I remember he was behind somebody. He was a second team. Chad, if you guys know, was it the All-Pro or was it the fucking the Pro Bowl? But I know he was second team for slot corner. And that's good. Your rookie year, too. These guys did things all year long. Like, no, I don't even think there is a cornerback that's ever played a full season. They didn't have he had one touchdown scored. Was it only one? Or did he get 2 touchdowns scored on the last game?
Who?
Q.
I think 2.
In the same game or the last 2 games he scored?
No, the last 2 games. I think versus the Commanders, Terry, he got scored on, and then versus I forgot who the other team.
Well, still 2 all year long. Like he was pretty locked down. I don't think they gave him enough respect. Said Bond is a stud. Zach Bond's being compared to Derrick Brooks. I like that comp.
Who?
Derrick Brooks, he does remind me. He does give me that Derrick Brooks vibe for sure. You say who for Derrick Brooks?
Who?
Derrick Brooks.
Oh.
In 15 regular season game, 2024, Dean has career high 128 tackles, 9 for the loss, 3 sacks, 19 quarterback hits and pressures, 2 fumble recoveries, and a forced fumble. Hell yeah. Dean had a great season too. Like both of them together, like number one duel in football, but now that Dean's out, they did do one thing. They did what the thing. They picked up some players, you know what I'm saying? They put Dean on IR. They signed Paris Campbell to the active roster.
Again.
Elijah Cooks, I don't know who that guy really is like that. The practice squad. But they brought Nick Morrow back to the team.
I don't mind Morrow, though.
And then Joseph, they got him back to the team again. Yeah, because they said Nick Morrow, Nick Morrow returned to the team after playing in the team in 2023. He 93 tackles in 12 games.
Yeah. He's more of a run stop. Like he's more of a run stop linebacker, right? He's bad in coverage, but he can meet people at the hole, man. So I don't mind it at all. I mean, I think that's a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles.
11
face.
3. I remember that game. 11 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble.
Yeah, the 2 sacks came against. I remember that game where he had 2 sacks and a safety. In that fact, one of the sacks was a safety. I forgot against who, but I mean, he's a solid linebacker when it comes to stopping the run.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what Dean is too. Like, if you really think about it, Dean's not really our coverage linebacker. He's our run stopping linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
We got one of each. Bond's more of the guy who can do a little bit of both, but he's definitely a lot better in coverage. So when you need a linebacker out there to get coverage, he's out there doing that coverage thing. And Dean's the guy putting his neck on the line, slamming into people all the time. You know what I'm saying? So Amaro might be great, but it's a new era in Philly, and I really feel bad for Dean, my guy, because everybody knew this day was happening. Everybody knew this day was happening. But our boy Trotter Jr., my guy, tried a good future. And that future maybe right now said our defensive coordinator. You know our defensive coordinator don't play that mess. He keep it straight up. Even in the interview, they were like, "Oh, so you could be playing Merle and Trotter." He's like, "Well, we're gonna play Trot, and we see how it goes. It could be both, whatever." But he like basically was saying like it's Trotter's job to lose right now. The Axeman Jr. gets his chance in the playoffs. You know, if this boy goes out there and lays wood on people doing the axe chop, and he's awesome throughout the playoffs, Dean is done. It's a wrap. There's no more Dean.
No. That's not
Off
true,
the
man.
bench, Dean.
No, that's not true, man. You need more than 2 linebackers in the NFL. First of all, you need more than 2 linebackers.
If those two guys, Dean and Zach Baum, played the whole year together for the most part. They were in there together the whole damn year. Only when Dean went out, you see some Trotter Jr. and some what's his name? What Burns or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Burns, yeah.
And then
Burks. Was it Burks?
Burks, yeah. The last game of the season when we seen a lot of Burks and Dean together, but he showed you then. You know his daddy been on his ass all year long. So, son, I started, my guy. This guy's been waiting for his opportunity. The coach talks about this guy like he's the smartest guy on the field. You know what I'm saying? You heard him talk about it, like, yeah, he's really sharp. You know what I'm saying? He's one of our best special team players right now. He's waiting on his opportunity. His future could be now, he said, right now. This is you. Basically, he sent out a challenge to Trotter Jr. Said, you remember in the beginning when he talked about Bob, when he talked about D, when we had White here and everybody thought White was going to be starting, he's like, Dean, Dean got a challenge. Dean could do it. He got an opportunity. And what? Dean came and took it. This is his chance to put his legacy on the line and become the Axeman Jr. in Philly. If he goes out there and gets like 2 sacks, 11 tackles, it's a wrap, my guy.
Oh my God, man! You're talking about one game, BG. Relax, man. Hey, you're the same. No, relax, man.
I'm saying if he does it the whole playoffs and we win a Super Bowl, it's a wrap.
It's not. I mean, hey, every season is a new season to compete, regardless. Because I think that Vic Fangio will let Dean, have every opportunity to try to get his job back. If not, it's a good problem to have, right? Especially coming off of I don't know how. The recovery time for Nakobe Dean injury, so he might not even be ready for training camp. Who knows, right? So that means that a Trotter will have the first opportunity to continue keeping the starting job. But
let's just get straight to it. Will Trotter stay starting linebacker from here on out, or will he not play good enough football the next 3 games? So when Dean comes back, he gets the first opportunity to go out there and start before they give it to Trotter. Which one do you think? Because right now I'm at a point where we've already seen the Dean thing. When he's healthy, he's on the field, he plays good football. There was a point where he didn't play that great of football. This was his best season this year out of how many years? He's been on the team for like 3 years, right?
I mean, this is 3rd year, yeah.
Best season 3 years in.
But the first year, he was going but we already had 2 starting linebackers the first year that he was there.
The first year, remember he started making plays and he got hurt. Every year he's been on our team, he's gotten hurt for multiple games.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to see. Hey, it's people like you, man. It's people like you that makes it hard to, to really. It's people like you, man, because you're ready to throw him out to the trash because he's. Hold on, it's people like you because he's been playing good all year, and now because you're a homer, the Trotter Jr., blah blah blah. And now your Dean's a bum. He's been look, relax. I mean, you basically, you must just come out and say it. You must come out and say it. All because he got hurt. If Dean and Baum was not linebackers, I don't care. Trotter wasn't good enough to beat Dean in training camp, obviously. So that's the reason why he didn't start.
He was a rookie.
So okay, well, his first. Well, wait a minute. But you're telling me that Dean was a rookie 2 years ago, but you're like he was hurt. But he was a rookie. We didn't need him to start 2 years ago.
He was still hurt, and he didn't do good enough to win the starting job. So what are you talking about? He had 2 years of not proving it. This is the 3rd year. Yes, clap for him. He
wasn't a full-time starter his rookie year. He was
his second year.
That was last year. So what? He got hurt after 2-3 games.
2 years getting hurt.
You're a homer, man. Hey, relax.
The best
Stop trying to put so much pressure on Trotter Jr. without playing a full game yet. You try to put all this pressure on Trotter Jr.
He played a lot of snaps in that last week.
Man, that was against backups, man. Relax.
Against the starter Giants team.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole Giants team is backups. All right, so ain't not one starter on the Giants team besides Neighbors. Like everybody on the Giants teams are backup, besides Neighbors.
Why would you think it'd be a bad thing, though?
I don't even jump. Look, we are in the playoffs right now. I don't want to talk about hypothetical things that's going to happen in the offseason.
Hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. It's happening right now.
He hasn't won the starting
job.
We're about
to witness the beginning of the Axeman Jr.'s career. For real, for real.
All right, I hear you, man. Hey, let's get to this game real quick, and then we get it out of here, man. Hey, we got all offseason to debate this whole Crowder and Ging thing, man. And right now is not it.
Will not be able to take him off the field.
I hear you, but we got all offseason to talk about that. Right now, we got a big game. I'm not talking about it right now because I haven't seen him play a whole game versus starters.
It's gonna be the biggest game. This game right now.
Okay, well, let me watch him play. All right, let me watch him play. All right, we gotta move. Hey, let's focus on this upcoming matchup versus the Rams. You know, let's talk about the key matchups, some hot takes, and let's give our score prediction.
Key matchups right now. We gotta talk about that is Puka and Cup. And if Higbee comes back, Higbee had a nice game last game too. He got hurt. Puka, Cup, and Higbee again. I'm still not giving it to. I know we shut them down the first game, but to do it twice. That's really hard. Like that's one thing that I think the Packers going against them twice when their offense was down a man. You know what I'm saying? So we went against them worse. You know, even though we're going against the Rams with an extra player because we didn't have Smitty that game. Yeah. So we got Smitty, so we're going up one. Mm-hmm. That's really the difference because can Guantanamo Bay, you know, Triple H pedigree guy. You know what I'm saying? Can he Cooper the G? Because he got to tighten it up. Quinion got to tighten it up. Why are you waiting to the last game of the season, you know what I'm saying, to start giving up touchdown stuff? I know you're rook. They're starting to watch your tape. They understand what you do. But you got to tighten that shit up for one. Okay? Because don't have us all season like, oh, no touchdowns. And now you're giving up touchdowns when it matters the most. You know? DeJean, Blankenship, CJGJ, all you guys. Darius Slay, going against round two of the, besides Devontae and AJ, two of the best receiver one of the best receiver duels in the league right now. You know, they just had a good game. Puka had a good game. You know, Cup, I think he was like, well, he didn't have that great.
MIA.
Yeah, he been missing the action a little bit, but
a lot of bit.
But Cup is still Cup at the end of the day.
I mean, well, he lost a step because of the injuries of multiple seasons. But I feel like because they did go against them in week 12, that I feel better now because you know exactly who they are. You know how to match up with them. So it's not like, hey, this is the first time they're going to see them. Because that was my worry. I was like, Cooper, and I mean, Cup and Puka. Oh, my God. I'm like, yo, how are we going to handle them? So you already went up against them. Yes, things is going to change, but this is football. It's not going to change that much that all of a sudden, like, it's going to be a totally different, wow, this is a brand new Cup. This is a brand new Puka. No, I feel like your confidence is even better this time because you already went against them, so you already know what they're going to do. Yeah, the play calling might change a little bit, but, I mean, the matchup to me, it will be fine, man. Home field advantage. This is not the dome. This is going to be slippery field. So, hey, this might be a perfect opportunity for a slip and a pick six, right? Because they're going to be jumping routes because they kind of know exactly the kind of, you know, the game plan is going to be. Yes, the game plan is going to be tweaked a little bit, but every time I watch the Rams, they do the same concept. Little quick screen to Puka. I know it works, but this is going to be cold day. Hopefully slippery field where you're going to try to do that slip thing and pick six.
But the Rams got all of America, all of the world right now backing them because of the fires.
I don't care who's backing them.
You know, they got a lot of support going on right now.
Who
People are
cares?
sending out prayers that they
Are
can
they
win
playing
it.
on the field with them? So I don't care who they got back. Okay, it's us versus them. So okay, so we're the underdogs. Not because the Philadelphia Eagles are 6-point favorite right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we're not the underdog. So I just feel like this team got the perfect combination of youth and vets, especially on defense. They know what's up next. And let's get this win and let's move on to conference championship game. But no, I think that Stafford is gonna have a bad game. I think he's gonna have a bad game. Watch, he's gonna show his age. Look, there's a reason. Look, there's a reason why. What he threw for like 200 yards, right? Then he had like half of that. Like, he threw for 200 yards versus the Vikings. Wait, let me see.
What?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, more than 200 yards.
Stafford had versus the Vikings. Stafford had 209. 209, bro. 209. And then like 80% of that came in the first half. Like, you know what I mean? So he didn't really do anything. It's the Vikings that was turning the ball over, right? 2 fumbles, an interception. So it wasn't anything that the line I'm about to say the Lions, but the Rams did to really besides get to Sam Darnold just because of a weaker offensive line. But it's not like the Rams offense was bombed over Baghdad, this and that, this and that.
Still, like Twiz said, he was 11 for 12 at one point. Scoring
And then he went cold.
Scoring touchdowns. It's a playoffs. People gotta realize too, it's a playoff. Every team in the playoff is good. Every team.
So he was 11 for 12, and he finished the game 19 for 27. So 11 for 12 at one point, and he only had 8 more completions.
Greg Miller said, I had a dream that Jordan Davis and CJ GJ scored touchdowns, and CJ got his Jordan Davis, you are my brother. Hey, that was a nice ass dream because Jordan Davis doesn't need to score a touchdown. It'd be awesome to see. Must be a fumble recovery or something. He said the game was basically over. That's true too. They whooped their ass early.
I mean, it's the Rams defense that did most of the damage, man.
What are you saying, like in terms of the numbers? Like he lit them up early, and it was a done game. Like he said, damage was done after that, and it was a done game. Like I remember, I watched it to the halftime, and I was like, "Oh, I want to stay up and finish watching it." And my girl was like, "Let's go to sleep." And I'm like, "All right, let's go to sleep." So I watched the highlights at the end, and when I turned on the highlights, it didn't show me anything else but them like belt to ass. It was belt to ass all game. Like I don't know what happened in Minnesota. 14-3.
Hey, do you know? Hey, do you know that the Rams only had 299 total yards? Like 90 yards on the ground and 200 in the air.
The game was over at halftime.
Yeah, it's because of the opponent. You know what I mean? Like the bad offensive line from the Vikings that the Rams defensive front was able to, to take advantage of. But to me, like 200 yards passing, 90 on the ground. But remember, the Rams defense scored a touchdown.
Jared Verse.
Yes, so the Rams defense put 7 points on the board. You know what I mean? So look, overall, man, hey, this
up like 28 points or 21 points. Who cares about the one touchdown? They're still up by double digits without that touchdown.
Yeah, the final score was 9-27.
They carved them up in the beginning of that game.
Yeah, I really didn't watch the game.
Yeah, they made them look stupid. I did not expect that the Minnesota Vikings would come out after getting your ass kicked like that against Detroit. I thought you were going to have a little bit more respect about yourself and come out and play a better football game against the Rams. They should have beat the Rams. 14-3 teams don't come around very often, and you had one. But that reminded me of the old Minnesota too. I remember Minnesota had a record like that before and they lost it. It's just like, how do you 14-3, and then your last game is the Detroit game, you get embarrassed, and then you're getting embarrassed against the Rams, my God. Like,
I mean, it happens,
about these playing teams twice, even though we did beat Green Bay their first game of the season, they got their ass kicked against them, and their last game of the season, they got their ass kicked against them.
I mean, it's an advantage, man.
This.
It's a advantage for any team because now is especially if we play them week 12, right? I mean, it's not like if we play them week 1. Yeah, we played week 12.
Was it week 12?
It was week 12.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
You know what I mean? So we played them week 12, 7 weeks ago. But now look, you at least know, all right, if this was the first time matching up, I'm like, bro, look, I'm worrying about Puka. I'm worrying about Cup. I'm worrying about Kyrie Williams. I'm worrying about Stafford, man, his quick throws. But we already faced this team before, like 6-7 weeks ago. And to me, that's an advantage for the Philadelphia Eagle defense because they know, yes, the play call is not going to be the same. I just said it. But at the same time, this is not the first time you've seen this team at all. And then not only that, they're not in the dome, right? They're not having, a nice warm weather where they are comfortable. They are going to inclement weather and Philly, cold night. The field gets slick. So some of their quick, screens and stuff like that may not work. So now, yes, you're preparing for that, but at the same time, hey, you gotta go back and watch the Vikings game, right? If you Vic Fangio, I'm watching from week 12 on. What did they do different? I'm watching all these games to see, okay, maybe they might add this to their game plan this time around. So let's practice for that. Let's practice for that. So all you're doing is tweaking your game plan from week 12.
But they also had such a dynamic game last week. They kind of showed their hand that those coordinators like wanted to show because they like Minnesota. Think about it though. They came in against Minnesota. They were probably the underdog in that game. They're the underdog, even though they had a home field because they wanted the sorry ass division. They were still the underdogs because Minnesota's 14-3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they showed I feel like they showed their hand too fast. They didn't have to whoop their ass like that. Like they were on a mission to show, hey, you guys are 14-3. We might be 10-7, but we're the better football team type of shit. And they went out there and did that thing. But like now it's out there.
And plus the Rams had extra motivation. Remember
fire too.
Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach. After they beat the Vikings, the coaches met at Middlefield.
Yeah.
And they hug and they say, I'll see you in 2 weeks. So the Rams literally print out that quote, post it in the locker room, post it everywhere. This is what, they think of us, that we're not going to make it. So they came out with, something to prove. I'm not going to say that they're not going to come out with something to prove versus us because we did beat them.
Another team, my God. Hey, but like Twist says earlier, I said it earlier too. Our offensive line gonna bully them. They're too small. They're little guys that are good.
Yeah,
these guys always beat up on little guys for the majority of the time. And let's say in football, they always beat up on the little guys. You think about all those. Remember, I can say throughout the years, it's like Eagles offensive line going against dominated decent defensive lines, and Micah Parsons, and TJ Watt. Like every other team struggled against these D lines. But the Eagles will never do it because we have such big offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will be like the caveat. They might have an 18-sack season, but none of those sacks, maybe one of those sacks or none of those sacks came against the Eagles. Because we always had that big dominated football offensive line. I just think that's the team. Like, their defensive line, I watched them. They're running around. They're fast little runners. You know what I'm saying? They're good. But they're young, A. They are young. And B, we got the best line in football, my God. They're about to slap the shit out of these guys. Lane Johnson, Mailata, the best tackle duo ever. To play with each other. Look at this shit. Hold on, let me put that comment down. The duel against the Packers. Pass blocking snaps, 24. 0 pressures allowed. 0. How many sacks Lane had in the last 2 years? 0.
Nice.
0. Hey.
I seen about 2 of them.
Count his stats.
I seen about 2 of them.
Boy, God. There was a couple that they had to go talk about.
Yeah, they gave it to somebody else. Hey, there was hey, keep Lane out of it. Hey, give it to Dickerson. Hey, give it to somebody else.
There's a couple we had to go talk about. Everybody like, hey, he
Give it
got
to Samalu.
next day on ESPN. Lane Johnson did not get no sacks. They had determined that the
No
sack was
pressures, no sacks. I'm like, wait,
mandatory.
did they watch the same game I was watching when I was like, God damn Lane.
Lane, that was not a sack due to the scheme and that pass call. It was really Landis' guy, Becton's guy. His dad, he scored that tackle. He had everybody know he had like 3 sacks in the last 3 years. But we're not gonna talk about it because what's on paper matters. And on paper, the man ain't had a sack in 2 years.
Yeah. But overall, man, hey, with this game, man, look, I feel like that we're gonna be well balanced this time around. I don't think that Barkley is gonna go for 255. I do believe that the Rams is gonna try to cheat up. And look, Devontae Smith not playing last game versus the Rams is a weapon for us. Because if you couldn't cover AJ Brown without Smitty there, imagine now with Smitty being there, with AJ being there, with Goddard. Like coming off, I think week 12, he probably just came off injury, whichever, or going back on injury, or whatever he was doing. But now you add Smitty into the mix, it's definitely going to be a more balanced game. I see Barkley definitely going over 100, maybe 130, maybe 140. Last time he had 300 yards total offense. I don't see him getting 300 yards total offense. But I do see a well-balanced game, especially now Kellen Moore, right? He even said that our passing game was not up to par. So I feel like that this time around, it's going to be a little bit cleaner, man.
I think Barkley still runs for 200.
Nah.
I'm sorry. The way that those plays, listen, when you're playing bully ball, those runs, that was a game that he had like 360-yard runs. It wasn't the fact that he had to work.
It was.
That was all easy runs. I don't think that they have the players to stop our line to make those runs less easy, is what I'm saying. They don't. The guys aren't big enough up front to stop our bullies up front from pushing them out of the way, giving them the same goddamn holes. He didn't do nothing special. If you looked at all those runs, a lot of them were straight up, get the ball, shit's open, I'm running touchdown, 70 yards on your head. It wasn't like he was it wasn't a game he was jumping backwards and doing all the extra shit to get yards. He was just running the ball, that guy. 3 touchdowns. He was just handing them off the ball. They blocked who the hell they got to block, and he scored a damn touchdown. And I don't really see, unless you're going to give these guys some steroids or something for the game. How you going to stop Lane Johnson and these guys from pushing them around, bullying them again for another game? That's why I'm going to get my hot takes, man. I'm going to get my hot takes. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley will rush for 225. 3 touchdowns. 225. It's going to be a Saquon show again. To be honest with you, I think everybody want to see that AJ Smitty big game. But to be honest, I don't see that happening until Super Bowl. Maybe the Lions game. But I don't see that. I think we're going to put this team on the backs of our best number 1 defense, and we're going to keep running the ball. And we're going to keep winning by double digits too, all the way to the Super Bowl. And then that's going to be the game where you got to worry about, now you got these touchdowns. Receiver Devontae Smith had a big game. AJ might even be Super Bowl MVP. Who knows? But I'm just saying, this Super Bowl is going to be won by Saquon Barkley. He's going to break. He might even break. I'm trying to keep him modest at 225 because I really think this time around he will break the single game season record or the playoff record for most yards in one game in the playoffs. Because when you got a team like this that you can feast on, why not feast? Why not feast? Because they can't stop us. You're not going to just all of a sudden bully a Lane Johnson, Becton, Cam Jurgens, a Jordan Mailata, freaking Leonard. You don't just automatically bully those guys. They're too big. They're like the biggest guys in football. So unless you come with a better plan, and I dare you try to put 10 in the box. I dare you. Because then the score is going to really get ran the fuck up. And it's going to be AJ Brown, Devontae Smith game. And either way, the playoffs is where we really show a pick your poison type thing. We didn't have to pick our poison in that game against Green Bay. We ran the ball. We won by double digits. Easy peasy. If the game got a little tighter, like Acho said, I think Hurts would have threw the ball a little more.
Yeah.
And he would have had more completions, more touchdowns. Everybody would have been eating a little bit more. We didn't need it in that game. I don't think we're going to need it this game either. I think both of these two rematches are going to look the same. The offense is going to be lack thereof. We're going to score touchdowns. We're going to win this game easily. Our defense is going to still play the number one defense. You won't see a high-powered offense until Detroit.
Yeah, I still believe this is going to be a Jalen Hurts game. I mean, because once again, all week in the media, is Jalen Hurts not throwing the ball? Can Jalen Hurts hold the guys back? Blah, 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 blah. I think that Kellen Moore is going to be a Jalen Hurts game. I see Jalen Hurts having at least combined 4 touchdowns combined, probably one to Smitty, probably one to AJ, probably one to Barkley or Goddard, and a rushing touchdown. So I see a big game from Jalen Hurts, 4 total touchdowns combined, either 3 passing, 1 rushing, 1 yard line. I do think that the Rams slow down Barkley a little bit. He still would get 130, 140 because, yes, that's what you – all right, so remember when you asked me what was the downside of playing a team twice? Well, if you went for 255 against me, I'm going to make sure that does not happen again. These defensive coordinators do get paid too, regardless if they have the body or not. That's when you load the box, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a AJ Smitty, a Jalen Hurts game to throw us a victory. You know what I mean? And off day is 140. Yeah, that's off day for Barkley. Definitely. 130, 140 off day. But it's not going to be no 255. I definitely think that Jalen Hurts is the main guy.
Try that at halftime. We need to stop Saquon Barkley.
But what happened? I can't hear you.
You don't think they tried that at halftime, the first game, to stop Saquon?
No, I think all his big runs came in the second. Because I think all his big runs came in the fourth quarter. Like he had an 80-something yard run.
He ran on them. One of those was in the beginning of the game.
I mean, it possibly, but I'm just saying this is the playoffs, right? This is the playoffs, so team adjusts. So I'm just saying, the defense coordinator they get paid too. So hey, we'll see what happens, man. Big game by Jalen Hurts.
25, and you got him going for 130, 140.
Yeah.
My second hot take, I got this defense continuing the path of taking away. Q got his first interception. 3 takeaways this game. The defense will have 3 takeaways and keep the Rams under 20 points a game. What's your second takeaway?
That the Philadelphia Eagles continue, holding teams under 17 points. They, throughout the season, they allowed 17 points. So I will go with that. Minimum, the Rams would get the 17, but I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles will put up probably 38 points this game. Control the clock, defense. I want to see a fumble return for a touchdown. That's my other hot take. One of the defensive linemen is going to pick up that fumble and run, rumble, tumble to the end zone for a touchdown.
Double premonition. Greg said it earlier that he's seen Jordan Davis and TJG get a touchdown. Now you doubling up on it on the premonition. Then you want a defensive lineman to score a touchdown. So that means Jordan Davis will score a touchdown against the Rams this Sunday. Eagles win with a Jordan Davis. I love it, baby. Premonition is real up in here.
Look, Matthew Stafford, he's, sometimes he could be careless with the ball. So that's why, I'm saying a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So we'll see who get it. But at the end of the day, put pressure on Stafford. And I do see him at least getting 6 sacks.
Nina says 34-17. Miss Ash says, big man balling.
Big man balling. Hey, rumbling, tumbling, and stumbling in the end zone.
The Fridge Davis.
Now, what's your last hot take?
So my last hot take is going to be like this, guys. it's kind of a cold take, but like I told you before, I don't think we're gonna see Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown really being the superstars of this team. The defense and Saquon will be the stars of this game again. You know, I know everyone's like, well, we did it before, we can't do it again. And I'm saying, why can't we do it again? We're going to do it again. It's going to be a lot more cleaner this time. You know, Saquon's going to rush for all those yards again. Going to be out of hand early. You know, we're going to sit back and watch these guys play. The offense might even be out in the fourth quarter. The stat line for the receiving game, basically what I'm saying, is not going to be up there again. So get used to it. Get used to it because we're going to still win. You know, we still getting that dub. It's gonna be an easy victory, but it's the stat line's not gonna be there. That's a hot take. It's kind of cold take, but hot take.
That's a bad take. But anyway, and my last hot take of the night is our special teams, man. You know, I smell a return for a touchdown, either in a punt return or the kickoff return. But I feel like that they are getting a little bit farther down the field every week. With Cooper DeJean, Rogers or Cooper, somebody is going to return for a touchdown, either a punt or a kickoff return. Mainly the punt, though, but special team return for a touchdown. That's my hot take.
We need one because you said Coop, even though we said it all year, you said Q was going to get his first pick last game, and it came true.
All right, so I say Cooper DeJean for a punt return touchdown.
Take that kickoff return to the motherfucking house.
Let's go. It's to the house.
Let's go. DR just said BG streamed the Saturday night game with what Saturday night game? We are on. It's a Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday at 3:30.
We can stream it. I don't care.
Man, you said that last game. Well, last time.
You never got back to me.
I did. You said, "Oh, I forgot. I'm drunk on my neck right now, so we can't do it."
Because you know I turned up for Eagles games. But those who don't know, BG turns up for the Eagle game. What was DR? He had said something earlier, and I was like, I wanted to reply. He goes, "Oh, you know BG's going to be turned up for this playoff game." I go, if y'all only knew how turned up. Look at this. Shout out to Rocky Mountain Pizza Co. in Atlanta. Ever since I found you guys, it's like my second home. You know, Philadelphia sometimes it's so expensive and hard to get to. But when you're in that atmosphere, it makes you feel like imagine like a whole place with like 300-400 Eagle fans, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't even know Atlanta had that many Eagle fans since they had the Falcons in their state. Like, that's crazy. You know, and they all like diehard Eagle fans, like been there for years. Like, you know, it feels like, you know, a lot of those guys are from Philadelphia too. So, you know, you talk to a lot of people. Like I said, for me, a 2-hour drive up there to go watch a game is worth it. Because, like, that's why I said I wasn't going to do it. I was like, you know what? I woke up early Sunday. I go, let's do it. Let's get up and go. And we just got up and go. We went because, like, I love the whole energy. To be with all your brothers, your Eagles family, and rock, you know, we have all a chance, everything. The music was great. And you got every TV on the Eagles game. It's not like going to Buffalo Wild Wings or one of these other places when you go watch a game. Can you please turn on the Eagles game? You know what I'm saying? Like, that place got Eagles memorabilia all over the place. And that's all they watch in this Eagles game. They don't give a fuck about no other team in there. So that was legit, man. If you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you go by there. Shout out to you, Rocky Mountain Pizza, because I'm definitely going to I probably won't be there this weekend, but once we win and we go to NFC Championship game, I'm going to be right back there for sure.
But hey, look, before we leave, man, we do have three other games this weekend, man. So the first game we have on Saturday is the Chiefs, the Houston Texans versus. Hold on, huh?
There you go.
All right, so so now we have the Houston Texans. The first game is Saturday at 4:30 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you have?
You know what, man? And people probably not gonna like me. I love Big Red. I think it's a possibility the Houston Texans takes that second step and they beat the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs are 15-1, they're beatable. And I think that, Stroud and them boys on offense, Mixon, Nico, they are a good enough offense to beat that Chiefs defense. And I think, it's gonna be the upset. And the Chiefs gonna lose 21-17.
No, because the cold weather. Hey, and once again, we can't say, hey, these dome teams, these hot teams are going to go to cold weather places and beat, cold weather teams that's used to playing in that environment. I really think this is a bad matchup. Now, look, during the regular season, they did play during the regular season. The Texans could have beaten the Chiefs during the regular season, but this is the playoffs, man. You know what I mean? At, Arrowhead, a week of rest. And Big Red, remember, Big Red is almost unbeatable when they have a bye. So coming off a first-round bye, I don't think this game is going to be close. I think the Chiefs going to come out and, hey, welcome to the playoffs. This is it. You're not going to go any further. The Chiefs, 34, the Texans 14.
That's a trash take. Okay, I just want to let you know.
Like you said, you can't say that the Rams is going to go to Philly and be cold and then say Texans.
You said earlier in the show, it's hard to beat a team twice. D'Amico Ryans come from they had one of the best defenses of all time when he was with the 49ers last year or the year before last. These boys going to be ready. D'Amico have his boys ready, and they're going to beat them upset city, baby. Let's go to the Ravens-Bills. Another game that's...
No. Saturday. Wait, Saturday is the Commanders Lions.
Do we got to talk about that?
Yeah. We got to talk about there's 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. So Saturday, the first game is 4:30, Texans Chiefs. The late game is Washington Commanders that shocked everybody versus the Detroit Lions. Look, the Commanders did us a favor. I did not want to see the Bucks come to Philly. For some odd reason, it's a bad matchup. So they did us a favor. But that is as far as they go. I don't even think this game is going to be close. I think that the Lions is about to run through the Commanders. They're not going to know what hit them. I see this game being like a 37-17 type of game.
You're more nicer than I am because the Commanders barely beat the Bucks with a lucky-ass kick that barely made it.
And a fumble, though. And a fumble that gave the Commanders the ball.
Why not? Jaden Daniels is the next Patrick Mahomes to win Super Bowls. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are trash. You guys, hey, thanks for representing the NFC East. We can say we had 2 representatives from our division. I don't
Yes.
That
Good
made
job.
it to the divisional round. So you guys did your part. You guys did the part. I told you guys will be the second best team in our division this year. You guys did that part. And I'm telling you guys are done against the Lions. They're going to beat you 42-7. It's not going to be close. Dude, you're not going to start J-Mo. You're not going to stop Gibbs. You're not going to stop fucking Laporta.
42-7.
3 touchdowns on your sorry asses. You're done. Your luck streak is over. The fucking Lions smash you guys. Get the fuck out of the playoffs.
42-7.
I'm serious. This is too much.
Okay, all right. And in the last game, we already talked about the Eagles game. In the last game, Ravens versus Bills. I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now,
They played already. Who won that?
Yes, they played week 4 when the Ravens was 1-2, a desperate Ravens team at Baltimore, but this time it's at Buffalo. It's supposed to snow. I really feel like even though the Bills are underdogs, by the way, they are 1 point, a point and a half underdogs versus the Ravens. But I do think that the Bills pull this off, man. Derrick Henry rushed for 199 yards the first matchup.
Woo!
The first carry versus the Bills, Derrick Henry went 86 yards to the house. So off the bat, the Bills was defeated. But I think this time around, they are ready for what the Ravens have coming. And I feel like that the Bills pull this off, man. 24-20. Buffalo move on to face the Chiefs.
Ooh. Storylines to make my storyline sound like a better game. Because I really feel like the Texans will beat the Chiefs on the upset. But what we're not going to do is upset what already happened. I think the trend of beating your team twice in the season will continue, and the Ravens will beat the Bills. Derrick Henry will go off again against them. And the Ravens beat the Bills, man. They're going to beat them 23-21.
You said the Ravens beat the Bills?
Yeah.
But the Ravens blew them out the first game.
But it's going to be a closer game. That's why it's 23-21.
But you just said it's hard to beat a team twice, but then you pick. That's why you didn't pick the Texans.
That's why I said it was a blowout to a close game.
Man, you're all over the place.
Just like the Eagles. You said it was hard to beat a team twice. That's why I would refer to what you said.
Wait, I didn't say it was hard to beat a team twice.
The Eagles going to beat two teams twice. I'm keeping the trend. The Ravens going to beat a team twice. 23-21. Ravens win. It's going to be a Texan-Raven AFC Championship versus Lions-Eagle, which everybody wants to see.
Everybody wants to see Lions-Eagles, man.
The world wants to see this game. The world thinks this is the matchup of the fucking year. And it's not going to even be close in, but we'll talk about that for sure next week.
Yeah. And matter of fact, Lions-Eagles, man, should be the Super Bowl, man. You got a good, almost one of the greatest show on turf, since the Rams, versus the number one defense in the league that been, putting out fires. Every high-scoring team we face this year, we put them out. We slow them down. So that would be a great matchup right there. That should have been a Super Bowl, but that can't happen. But definitely, my Super Bowl pick is Eagles versus Chiefs rematch. And this time we beat them.
I can see it. I can see that too being one for sure. I thought about that too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought about that. I was like, you know what? It's probably just gonna be a rematch. Everybody want all this hype.
Everybody want that matchup too. Everybody want Eagles, Chiefs too.
But they want Lamar and Jalen in the Super Bowl 1-2.
Yeah. As long as the Eagles is in the Super Bowl, any other team they face will be entertaining.
Like I said, the rest of the playoffs is meat, is food, it's freaking Eagles are hunting, and we're gonna eat. These dogs are hungry. We're eating all that. Ain't not a team. I don't fear not one team in this playoff right now, and that's weird because the year we won the Super Bowl, I didn't even think we could win it. I knew we were a good team, but I was like, you know what? Something might happen. We might slip up here, slip up there. I'm 1,000% confident this time. I told you guys last time we were 14-3. I told you we were going to be going to the Super Bowl, and this time being 14-3. I forgot to say this last time, so I'm gonna make sure I say it again this time. I predicted the 14-3, but this time I'm saying the Eagles will win the Super Bowl, not just go. But win the Super Bowl is a big difference this time around, my guy. We got this. Jay Hurst will be a Super Bowl champion. AJ, Saquon, Super Bowl MVP, AJ Brown. I'm going to throw it out there. But until then, it's going to be Saquon Barkley show.
Look, if AJ Brown getting a Super Bowl MVP, I think it is Jalen Hurts because who's throwing him the ball? So that means that Jalen Hurts is running the ball and throwing the ball for a big game. So Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Hey, we already know that he should have won last Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. It is what it is. When he had Joe Montana.
I don't know. Not going to lie. I'm not scared of the Lions.
Some love.
Bills, Eagles, sweet. We can complete the NFC. All right, man. So, hey, that should wrap it up, man.
Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. We've been growing every single week. We love you guys. We do this for you guys. We definitely individually need to come up a little bit more, or maybe even some shows together more. But we love all that you guys do for us, man, keeping us relevant in this Eagles podcast and field, man. There's a lot of great Eagles content creators out there. And you guys spend your time with us, which we much appreciate and approve for, man. So salute to you guys. You guys are the real champions. Eagles will win the Super Bowl. This is the truth, my God. Miss Ashley, I appreciate the truth. Wait, we appreciate you, Miss Ash, for sure.
Yes.
We appreciate you for sure.
Look, hey, that means that she appreciate me. So I'm the only one on this, platform that tells the truth.
I said 14-3. You were like, I think we're gonna win 10 games.
No. Look, you. I mean, 14-3 is like okay, predictable, right? I mean, look, if you look at the schedule,
Be
with
realistic.
the roster we had.
Be realistic. 10 or 12 games. Come on.
No, who said that? Who said that?
You. I said
who said 10 or 12 games?
Games this year. Go to the
You said 14 games every year. So be quiet. Ain't nothing new. Hey, you say 14 game every year. Jalen Hurts MVP. Q Mitchell about to get a pick 6 every game. Hey, you've been lying to the people since week 1, and you're gonna continue lying to them all the way to the Super Bowl. But hey,
as long as we win it, I didn't lie, my nigga. I told you the Birds on that team, man, the whole time. I told you when Jalen was that guy in the beginning. I told you the first time we're going to win Super Bowl, that whole season I predicted. And this season I predict again. Like I said, don't hate on the truth. That's why
I appreciate y'all for coming
really
to listen to me, the truth, and
90%
BIRDGANG delusional.
BIRDGANG gonna tell you the truth. And
It should be, hey, look, it should be delusional versus the truth.
Matter what,
that's why the truth is, look, that's why the truth has always been above me from day one. The truth son has always been above me from day one. So it should be delusional versus the truth. I tell the truth. You keep the fans entertained. Yo, you keep the fans, hey, you keep the fans entertained. I keep the fans' stats up. You know what I mean? I keep them, telling the truth about the stats and stuff like that. You are delusional, but hey, regardless, it's the truth. Featuring JC and co-host BIRDGANG.
Wow, co-host BIRDGANG.
Wrap up. Let's go. Wrap it up.
BIRDGANG in the damn Robin, JC. Batman and Robin, JC Robin. I'm Batman.
Hey, Jordan Pippen. Jordan Pippen.
We out. Peace.
Oh man. Going on, everybody, man, and welcome to the very, 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 very first episode.